well, lasted for about 4 seconds on Facebook. So we are going to stay on YouTube, and I guess I'll have to use my phone for the other, as we were told. So let's see here. Verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisy and envy and all evil speaking. So remember those words. They're going to come up again. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. First Peter chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. I remember I had a friend, we'd go to all these churches, and he would be like, well, that was a little milky sermon. Well, maybe we need to feed on the milk. Maybe he would be in church today. You see, you cannot expect God to do everything for us. He has a certain thing for us to do for ourselves. First, there is a certain thing that we are to lay aside. Paul, in his letter to the Ephesian believers, likened it to the taking off of a garment that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. Therefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22 and 25. Paul uses a different figure to describe this to the Corinthians. Purge out, therefore, the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed with us. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. First Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7 and 8. When the Israelite observed the Passover and the feast of unleavened bread, he didn't eat leavened bread. That is, he didn't go on living the same kind of life he had lived before. He was feeding in a different place on a different kind of bread, and it was a means of growth for him. Likewise, Paul is saying to the Corinthian believers that when they come to Christ, they are to get rid of the old leaven, which is symbolic of malice and wickedness in their lives. You see, we will never become perfect in this life because we will always have that old nature. Laying aside all malice, that is malice, the best definition I have found is congealed anger. It means to have an unforgiving spirit. My friend, are you carrying bitterness in your heart and a chip on your shoulder? Although you witness about being born again and about loving Jesus, nobody around you will be able to distinguish that if you are carrying malice, congealed anger in your heart. And all guile. Guile is using cleverness to get even or to try to make a good impression upon someone. Ananias and Sapphira used guile when they tried to uh, represent themselves as being very generous givers to the church. That old nature which you and I have is going at that sort of thing. J.B. Lightfoot called it the victorious nature, which is bent on doing harm to others. And hypocrisy and envy and all evil speakings. Hypocrisy is, of course, attempting to be what you are not. And evil speaking means slander. As newborn babes desiring the sincere milk of the word instead of the sincere milk, I translate it pure milk or spiritual milk. Just as a hungry baby reaches for a bottle, a believer is to desire the word of God. We should hunger and